Anybody been to an escape room before?
Yeah.
Up until recently, that's where I worked. I worked at an escape room, and ours was horror themed. Like everything was like vampires and ghosts, and basically my job was to dress up like a serial killer, which really should just be this, right? You know, like statistically, I'm there, you know. But I would put on a mask, and then I would lock people in a room, and I'd be like, "You have an hour to try to get out, or I'm gonna come back and kill you." That was my job. They paid me to do that. And then one time after the escape room, this couple did it, and after they got out, the guy proposed to his girlfriend, which on one hand seemed sweet, but on the other hand, like the thought process seemed weird to me, to be like, "Hey baby, you know how we just spent that last hour feeling trapped?" You know, like how we thought we would literally die if we did not get out of that situation we were in? That reminded me of how I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Any couples? Any couples in the crowd? Any happy couples in the crowd? Okay, cool. I spent a very long time being single, and I would go out with my friends with the thought process of like, tonight I'm looking for a woman. One time I met a woman at a bar, and she gave me her phone number, and I texted her that week, and I was like, "Hey, do you want to go out this week?" And she was like, "Yeah, I can probably do that. But also, I probably can't because I have to work." And I was like, "Well, that's not how the word probably works." And it didn't work out, which is crazy because, like, I'm great, you know, and I'm adorable. You have eyes. And ladies, if you like a guy with money, I have dozens of dollars in my bank account. So. One time I went out with a woman, and I love movies, so I asked her what her favorite movie was, and she was like, "Oh, I can't remember the name of it, but it's about these three best friends who live on an island, and they go fishing together." And I had no idea what she was talking about. And then like a week later, we were at my house flipping through channels, and she was like, "Oh, wait, go back. That was that movie I was talking about." And I was like, "So when you said a movie about three best friends who live on an island and go fishing together, Jaws? Like, why didn't you just say the word shark? If you had just said shark, the first movie I would have guessed is Jaws." And she goes, "I forgot about the shark in it." But yeah, I am married now. I'm a married person, coming up on 2 years of being a married person. For Valentine's Day last year, I got my wife tickets to see Reba McEntire. And she immediately went on Facebook and was like, "Every day my husband does something that makes me cry." And I was like, "You don't want to maybe be a little more specific?" You know? It was just fun watching all her girlfriends comment like, "Honey, leave him." But that marriage, it also came with a stepson. I now have a stepson who's 5 now. He's pretty cool most of the time. Sometimes he's a dick, you know? He's 5, it comes with it. Like one day, he said to me, "Hey Topher, did you know that there's room on top of your head for more hair?" Yeah, and then, so my birthday was a while back, and he's terrible at keeping secrets. Like, we go to a birthday party, and he just hands the gift to the kid, and is like, "You're gonna love it. It's a race car, you know?" And so he was like, "Hey Topher, we just got you something for your birthday." And I was like, Stop. Because you're gonna tell me what it is." And he's like, "No, I just want to say," and I was like, "Shut up. Stop talking." And he was like, "I'm not going to tell you about the birthday gift. I want to ask you a question that has nothing to do with the birthday gift." And I was like, "Okay, I'm sorry. What is it that you wanted to ask me?" And he goes, "All I wanted to know was, do you like Spider-Man shirts?" that say amazing dad on them. And I was like, you know what, buddy? I bet I would fucking love it. He's like, good, that's what I got you. Thanks, everybody. Hey, everybody. Hi. So I started my diet yesterday. And so, of course, today was my cheat day, right? And I was like, oh, I can easily cut out things like red meat and still get my protein from things like peanuts and almonds. And that's convenient because I can find those in the middle of things like M&Ms and Hershey Kisses, right? I made the mistake of going grocery shopping recently while I was really hungry. And I bought a party-sized bag of Cool Ranch Doritos. And even though I was the only person who attended that party, that party was over pretty quick. By the way, grocery shopping, did you know that you can buy a shopping cart at Aldi for just 25 cents? A friend of mine told me one day, he's like, hey, you know with those glasses, you know what you kind of look like? You kind of look like Fat Superman. And I was like, oh my God, I do. I do kind of look like Fat Superman. And then I started thinking about the kind of emergencies that Fat Superman would get called in to help with. Like, oh no, there's too much ice cream on board this cruise ship. It's gonna sink under the weight. Don't you worry about that, Fat Superman is here. Oh no, there's a mutant cauliflower attacking the city. No, Fat Superman doesn't really do veggies. What's that? The nacho cheese factory exploded. There's cheese all over the streets. Look who's back, bitches. I went to Taco Bell recently because I'm poor and I don't respect myself. But I love it. I still love it. I went to the drive-thru and the lady on the speaker goes, welcome to Taco Bell. Are you sure about this? And I was like, yeah, I'm already here. Let's just do this. I went to a restaurant with my friends not too long ago, and the waitress brought me my burger and fries, and she goes, careful, baby, these fries are as hot as you are. And I was like, okay, all right. They were just kind of warm. So I was hanging out with my family, and we ordered a pizza with green peppers on it. And my sister was like, why do they call these green peppers if they're not green? And that's when we realized that my sister is colorblind. And so we had to put her down. I went to a party at a friend's house, and on the way there, I stopped to buy a candy bar at a gas station, because of course I did. And while I was trying to drive over there, I was trying to open the candy bar at the same time, and my hand slipped off the wheel, and a cop pulled me over and was like, hey, have you been drinking tonight? You swerved back there a little. And I had to go, oh, no. See, what happened was I was trying to open a candy bar, and my hand slipped off the wheel, and that's what happened. And the cop looks at me for a second and goes, yeah, that checks out. Okay. I went to that party at my friend's house. I got so drunk that I ended up eating chocolate chips out of another man's hand. And halfway through the pile of chocolate chips, I got mad at him and I yelled at him. I was like, no, you're doing it wrong. You have to hold your hand flat like I'm a horse. But yeah, a friend of mine who runs marathons all the time, he was criticizing my lifestyle, and he was like, yeah, you'll never be able to run a marathon like me. You just don't have the discipline. You'll never be the kind of person that gets up at 4 a.m. and goes and runs a couple miles before work. You're never going to get a marathon medal. And I was like, well, yeah, probably. But what I can do is go on Amazon, and for $3 I can buy a medal. And he was like, yeah, but that's not real. Like, that's not a real marathon medal. Like, you know, there's no pride in that one. You know, everyone's going to know that's fake. And I was like, yeah, you're right. You're right. I'm never going to own a real marathon medal. Unless I go on eBay. And I buy this one from Minneapolis from an actual marathon for $8. And now everyone that comes to my house thinks I'm just as devoted as he is. So fuck that guy.